Well, good morning. It's 8 o'clock and I'm arriving now at the new car test day, which is an opportunity for motoring journalists, photographers and people like that to see and test drive a wide range of new cars all in one place. We're expecting about 180 cars from 39 brands, so it should be a good day out here at this private test facility. First though, I've got to find somewhere to park. Okay, so this is where I've parked my faithful Nissan Primera P12, which continues to perform well despite its great age and mileage. To give you some idea how big this test facility is, I arrived at the gate about 10 minutes ago and it's taken me all this time to get here and park. So it's a big place, plenty to look at. Let's go and have a look around and get a feel for what's going on. Okay, so the event hasn't officially started yet. The manufacturers are still getting ready. Nonetheless, we can still see the cars and they are arranged by brand. We have Porsche here, for example, all looking rather splendid. Very nice too. In the background there, we've got Volkswagen. I think that blue one is an ID3. Over the road, we can see new and old Jeeps. Alfa Romeo, Fiat. We've got Honda in the background there with the red flags. There's BMW, there's Mini. Now this is particularly nice. It's a McLaren 720S. Absolutely stunning. I suspect that's going to be very popular today. But what I need to do now is go and collect my driver's permit, talk to some of the manufacturers and see what I'm going to test drive. Let's start with this Bentley Continental GT Mulliner, which is the top spec model in the range. Among other things, it's distinguished from its siblings by this enormous silver coloured grille at the front, which has a diamond pattern. Some of that's replicated on the sides as well. We also have these enormous and unique 22-inch wheels, and you'll notice the Bentley symbol in the middle of those wheels is always the right way up. They spin as the car drives. We also have chrome mirror caps on this model. Quite expensive, £203,000, but isn't it absolutely stunning? Bentley says the Continental GT Mulliner is the quintessential incarnation of a Grand Tourer. So let's have a quick look at the interior before we take this car out for a test drive. The diamond theme continues on this Mulliner model. You can see it most obviously on the seats, it's on the door cards as well, and apparently there are nearly 400,000 stitches holding the interior of this car together. I'm not going to count them. Anyway, there are other nice touches. There's a Breitling clock just forward of the gear lever. The gear lever itself is a work of art, and look, there's even a B for Bentley on the brake pedal. Here we are out on the road then. Under the bonnet there's a 4-litre V8 petrol engine. That produces 550 horsepower and 770 newton meters of torque. Plenty of power then, power I fully intend to use. The 0 to 60 time is 3.9 seconds and the car tops out at 198 miles per hour. So what we'll do is we'll head to a 2-mile banked circuit which has got various lanes and we'll see what this thing is really capable of. Okay, so here we are on the inside lane of the banked circuit. I'm going to slow us down to about 10 or 15 miles an hour and then accelerate as hard as this car can all the way out to 100 miles an hour in lane 4. So we're doing about 10 to 15 miles an hour now. We're waiting for a clear bit of road because there's a little black Volkswagen coming up on the offside. Come on. Alright, there he goes. Now, we've got to let him get away a bit because we're going to catch him mighty quick. Give him a bit more space and go. And that's it, 100 miles an hour. Doesn't take long, does it? Now there's a certain irony here. Even though this car is incredibly powerful and incredibly quick, it doesn't actually feel as quick as it is. And that's because it's so comfortable, it's so cosseting, it's so easy to drive. So even when we're tearing around at these sorts of speeds, it barely feels like you're moving. 50 miles an hour in a lesser car can feel quicker than 100 miles an hour in something like this. I love it. So let's just enjoy this for a moment. 100 miles an hour in a brand new Bentley, legally. Tremendous fun. And this car's barely stretching its legs at this point. Remember, it's capable of nearly 200 miles an hour. Sadly though, I'm going to have to return it to the manufacturer, so slowing it down now. Back towards the inside lane, because we're going to have to exit this banked circuit. There we are. Back into lane 1, doing about 40 miles an hour. Out of the way, bird. That was close. Let's move on to something a little different. This is a 2021 Nissan Qashqai and it's brand new. It's literally a few days old, so I'd better be extra careful. The Qashqai is a crossover class vehicle and it's the sort of thing you might take to work, take your kids to school and go shopping. It's just a practical, everyday family workhorse. This particular one has the Techno Plus trim, which puts it towards the top of the range. It also has manual transmission and it's a mild hybrid. Oh, we've also got 20-inch alloy wheels, which I think look rather nice. The starting price for this particular model is about £34,000, but this one has one or two extras, so it's a little bit more. This paint job, for example, this colour costs a bit more. So let's take this car out for a test drive and see what it's capable of. Unlike the Bentley, I'm not going to take it out onto the 2-mile banked circuit and race it up to 100 miles an hour because, well, that's not what this car's about. It's a family car, it's not a Grand Tourer, it's not a sports car. More relevant is to take it around this handling circuit. Now, this is a very good facility. It replicates all the kind of roads we typically find in the UK. So we've got all kinds of sharp bends, we've got rough surfaces, we've got steep inclines, we've got big descents. So in a very short distance we can find out how well this car handles, and that's more relevant than how quickly it hits 100 miles an hour. Now, it may look at times that I'm on the wrong side of the road, but I'm not. Both these lanes go in the same direction. It's a one-way system here. So let's see how the car behaves. Okay, well, I'll just quickly summarise the handling for you in a few sentences. Overall, this 2021 Nissan Qashqai is a very nice, very easy car to drive. The steering is properly weighted, the gearbox is smooth, it's easy to find the right cog, the ride is comfortable even on rougher terrain, and the performance, well, is clearly not a quick car, but it's perfectly sufficient for everyday use. Not a bad effort. Let's have a look at some of the other cars here today. This is a Renault Twizy, which is a very small electric vehicle. It's the sort of thing you might drive around a city. In fact, this thing is so narrow that it's only wide enough for one seat. Your passenger has to sit behind you. Now, I'm not going to take this car out today because I have driven it on a couple of previous occasions and it's certainly an experience. We have an old Jeep here too. This one has USA markings on it and it hasn't sat still. People are in and out of this thing all day. Very popular. And here's a much more modern 4x4. This one is a Land Rover Discovery, and as you can see from all the mud on the tyres and up the side there, this thing has been taken off-road. At this test facility there are all kinds of off-road routes depending how capable your particular off-roader is. This one is immensely capable. We've also got this Mercedes E300 convertible, which I've just taken around the high-speed track there, and a lovely car. Very smooth, very relaxing, very easy to drive. Here we have another Bentley in a rather vibrant colour scheme. And this, of course, is a Morgan. Absolutely stunning. But I think that's enough playing with new cars today. It's time to crawl back into my faithful Nissan Primera and get back to the accommodation because I've got one or two other things I need to sort out before bed. Bye for now.